I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion.
Today I want to talk about the meaning of life, and I know that people get all riled up about this question. What is the meaning of life? I have heard this question over and over and over again from people that I teach, from people from when I was a child. The meaning of life is a big question. People want to know, why are we here? I want to first start out with saying that meaning and purpose are two different things. If you're looking for your purpose in life and asking what the meaning of life is, that's two different things. So I'm not going to talk about your purpose in life, because your purpose is going to be known to you. It will be something that if you don't know what it is, if you stop and you really take an inner reflection, you'll be able to find that for yourself, what your purpose is. So as long as we have that out of the way, purpose of life and meaning of life are two different things. Now we can move on. What if I told you that the meaning of life was to find vulnerability, forgiveness, and love? Or the meaning of life was just to be vulnerable. And being vulnerable, we love unconditionally. So there was this prophet that walked the earth once, and I'm not going to get into semantics of whether he was real or not real, because you guys love to argue about that. I'm not in the place to have an argument about this. But there was a prophet that walked the earth somewhere about 2,000 years ago, and he taught love. That was it. He just taught love. In everything that he did, he taught love. And that was it. It was love yourself, love your neighbor as yourself, love your God, love, love, love. That was what he was teaching to everybody that he came across, was love. And there's a lot of people that have modeled religion after him. Clearly, I'm talking about Jesus. The meaning of Christianity was Christ-like. Literally, to be Christ-like. And if we are being Christ-like, then we are being in love. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm Christian or not Christian, or that I'm Buddhist or not Buddhist, or that I'm atheist or not atheist. I'm going to stay out of that argument altogether, because it doesn't matter. If I say one of those things, it gives people the immediate ability to go, oh, you're wrong. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to say, love unconditionally. We were born vulnerable. And I think that we were born with everything that we absolutely needed for this life. So if we needed to be cruel and mean and judgmental and heartless, I have a feeling that that's how we would have been born. It would have been just natural things. These are things that we're taught. You know, this morning I saw a post from one of my favorite people on earth, and he posted that Charles Manson had died. And I watched as the people wrote what they felt, and talking about how he was a monster. And all I could think of was, wow, well, I guess that his soul contract with this world is over. If we're to learn how to be vulnerable and love unconditionally, well, we're born with that. The only way for us to learn how to forgive, which is part of unconditionally being loving, is to have something to forgive. So I think that some people come down here as tyrants, as monsters, because they love humanity so much that they're willing to give them this lesson. And that's where a lot of people get really, really twisted. How can you say that? Listen, let me just say this. Let's be honest. There are people who are not what we want them to be on this earth. I can't stop those people from existing, okay? So I'm not going to even try to do that. What I can do here is say that I know that I have gone through terrible things as a child, terrible things as an adult. I didn't become a murderer, all right? But I did change because of those things. I could have become somebody horrible because of the things that I went through as a child. I could have followed suit just as so many people do, but I didn't. I chose a different path. That does not mean that on the inside, at one point in time, I wasn't angry and hateful. See, we vilify people because they're outside, they're murderous, they're evil people. And then on the inside, we act like evil people. The only difference is they act on it and we don't act on it. I'm not saying there's anything right or wrong, so stop trying to go, what is she saying? let me just say this. Charles Manson came down to this earth, and he gave us the ability to learn how to forgive what people consider to be a monster. But he was not born that way. No one is born as a monster. Everyone is born vulnerable. We're all born unconditionally loving. And then people damage us. People hurt us. People victimize us. And then what do? Well, that's the turning point right there. What do? We're victimized. We're shocked. We're in pain. Our soul is hurt. And what do? We become something because of those circumstances. But what if I told you that the meaning of life was to learn how to love unconditionally? How do you love unconditionally when you have hatred in your heart because somebody screwed up? Because somebody, do you know the story of his life? It's a terrible story. I'm not sure how he could have turned out if he had chosen a different path, but his story was terrible and he had a choice and he made a choice. We don't get to stop loving him. He gave us the gift of learning how to look at another human being who went through pain and go, wow, as much as I want to judge him, and as much as I want to feel anger and negativity towards him, I'm challenged with the ability to just send him love and hope that his next incarnation is better. And if there is a heaven, I hope that he goes there. And you guys know I don't believe that there's a hell. I believe that hell is, I'm not even going to go into it, but I don't believe that an all-loving God would ever send people to an eternal fiery damnation. So I'm just going to get out of that one. And if that's not the way you believe, please give me the ability and love me unconditionally. And don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Don't throw my message of love out with everything that I say because you don't agree with one part of my message. So here's the thing. We're all different. We're all unique. We all have a message. Charles Manson had a message. Honestly, he did. He had a message. And you have to listen deep inside with what is the message that he sent to you. The meaning of life, to love unconditionally, to be vulnerable, to forgive. And unless we have something that opposites that, we don't really know if we're truly doing that. I know that if I send a person like that unconditional love, I immediately start with a person like that, meaning that it's different than what I am. So I know that it's unconditional. Listen, I love you unconditionally. And you can take it or you can leave it. But I'm going to tell you, I have a terrible story too. And I could have at any time become a monster. Matter of fact, I think at a certain point in time I was a monster. I was cruel, I was mean, I hated everybody. Wanted everybody to leave me alone. The world was not safe. I was scared of every person, every situation. I was scared that everybody wanted to hurt me. And that's true. Like, I walked around thinking everybody had it out for me. Well, all those people did was give me the opportunity to unconditionally love them, myself, and this life. They gave me the opportunity to forgive myself, them, everyone. I wouldn't have had that opportunity if it wasn't for all the struggles that I went through. So I'm grateful for that. So the meaning of life, for me, I think for everybody, is to love. And we come down here, and we're in this crazy place with all these human beings who have been wounded and hurt, and who wound and hurt. And it's my job to learn how to love through all of that. And that's hard. That's difficult. Let's see if you can do that. It's easy to go, fuck them. Fuck that person. They're a piece of shit. That's easy. You want to impress me? Love that person even though they're sick and they're messed up. That's how you'll impress me. Not that you want to. You want to impress yourself? Do that, you know? Love each other. So, my purpose in life is to help you guys and me in this world. To help everybody connect and learn to love. Maybe we're all a little part of that prophet. Maybe we're all a little part of where that prophet came from. Here's a shocker. What if Jesus turned out to be a woman when she came back? Wouldn't you all be messed up then? I'm not even going to go on that rabbit hole. I'm just going to stop right there, just because it's something that's in my mind sometimes. So here's my thing today. I love you guys unconditionally, and loving a person and not liking their actions is very, very much possible. So thank you. Thank you for letting me be a part of my purpose, and thank you for being here, and I will come at you soon. P.S. liveful.com, liveful.com. I'm launching it soon. Please sign up. Please have a spot there. I'm going to bring you this kind of stuff and more teachers who are even more amazing than I am. I'm going to fill the world. I'm going to fill the world with love. Bye, guys.
I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion.